Hello, everybody. It's been a long time since an update. I think July, I think it was, or late June. Well, some things are going to kind of change direction. We're going to get into turbines and go that big route. But due to some unfortunate circumstances, we're going to stay kit and piston engine for the time being. That's not saying that we're not going to do it in the future, because that's definitely a plan. It's definitely on the bucket list of what I want to do. But kind of give you a little bit of background about what happened. Um, has to do with personal health. I've got a genetic condition called venous stasis. Blood pools in my legs because the blood don't circulate right through my body, and that causes some really painful ulcers in my legs, venous stasis ulcers, and stasis dermatitis. Um, where I was at, that was allowing me the budget to do turbines, I was standing in the same spot 12 to 15 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week. And the money was great. However, what this aggravated some of the ulcers. These things are painful. So when I started in, I had an ulcer about the size of a dime. And as time progressed, that ulcer blew up to the size of a softball, that big on the side of my leg. And it was due to me standing in the same spot, concrete floor, 12, 15 hours a day, and for as long as I did. I was trying to keep it bandaged the best I could, and deal with it, but something happened. It got infected, and I went septic again, turned into cellulitis and MRSA. So that basically put me on medical leave. So I'm home. I'm on short-term disability. The money sucks, but the doctor says you can't work until this is healed. So this is where we're at. So the ulcer is getting smaller. We are on the road to recovery. I'm not going to die anymore. So that being said, and me being basically stuck at home until this thing heals up, what we're going to do, remember the old Valiant build videos where we built and flew that? Well, the Valiant, what its purpose was, it served as a test bed for my business, Smokinoki. We tested hundreds of different types of smoke oil atomization devices on this airplane. Some worked, some didn't, and a lot of times it blew oil into the fuselage. So since she did her job well, what we're going to do is we're giving her a makeover. We got her stripped down now and blew most of the smoke oil out of the wood that got soaked. Still got a little bit of work to do back here. Some of the wood got dyed where we were playing with dyes and smoke oil. You can see the yellow. That was the dye that was available. I still got to burn all that out. And the way you do that is just take your heat gun and blow it on the wood. And what that does, that'll evaporate that smoke oil. Then you come back over, dust it with talcum powder, and that'll get the rest of the oil out. And go back and just re-glue your joints, and you'll be fine. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. And we're going to give her fabric and dope, and come up with a really cool paint scheme to give her, because she was the workhorse during this. And we are going to give her the beauty treatment she deserves for all her hard work. One thing that I've already done, I've gotten rid of the fiberglass wing tube wiener holster. And we're going back with the carbon fiber. And here is the new wing tube from Gator RC. And I'm going to use that instead of the old metal one. Reason is I bent it on that wing tube during some aerobatic maneuvers. So did a high G pull out, and the airplane does not have any dihedral. It has built-in dihedral. Landed the airplane, taxied it back, turned it off, wiped it down a little bit, and we're sitting there having something cold to drink, and I look over, the airplane's got a little bit of dihedral on one side. So that bent the wing tube. I did temporarily fix it so I could finish flying that season. Just shoved a wood dowel down the steel wing tube, and it worked good, but man, it went from like a quarter pound to like a 3 pound wing tube because of that. So when we're going back, we're going to rebuild this. We're going to go with carbon fiber wing tube. I'm not going to say it's going to be stronger, but it's going to be stronger and lighter than what we had before. So we can do aerobatics and all that good stuff. Now remember, that's a 30cc airplane that we put a 50cc engine on. Just because I like power, throttle management, you know, it all works. So that's what we're going to do. Instead of filming every step, I'll just probably make updates through stages that I complete. I'll work on it as I can, that my legs will allow me to do. And I'll just post updates. It's going to be a slow go. We're going to do that. And also, for 4-H, you know, my son, he's in aerospace with that. And he is going to be, I have a kit down here on the floor. I was going to sell it because all it was doing was collecting dust. And I had started a part of it. But it's the Lanier RC Ultimate biplane. I'm sorry, Pitts Ultimate. A little bit of Pitts, a whole lot of Ultimate. He's going to be building that. Now, for purposes of display, it's only going to be a frame up until next winter, then we'll finish it. So he's going to frame that up, have it for display. We'll probably mount a motor on it just for static display. And I may actually, you know what, I may actually put that old Super Tiger 2000 I got on the front of it just for display. I won't run it because those things are nitro hogs. And nitro's what, 30, 40 bucks a gallon now. And I promise you, you have a lot of fun with this airplane. I've flown one before. You're going to burn up a gallon of fuel easy one day at the field. So we're actually going to run a gasser on it, probably around a 30cc or so when it comes time to fly. But just for nostalgia reasons, I'm going to put that Super Tiger 2000 on there. I think that's a good idea just for static display. And that's kind of all I've got for this winter. But I'll be updating the stages as we go. And I promise you, as time rolls on, things get better, my health gets better, and I know it's going to because we've been improving since then. We will eventually get into turbines. The kit we're going to buy is the F-16 from Bob Violet Models, and we're going to use the Sweewind brand turbine on it. I've already got all that figured out. I've got a JR radio purchased to run with turbines. I actually bought it off somebody that's trusted. It's used, but the folks that I am learning from, they run JR equipment. I don't want no discrepancies between Futaba, JR, and whatever. So they run JR. I'm going to buy this transmitter off a kid that flew jets off of this JR transmitter, and we're going to get her set up and going, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to have two breeds of radios floating around here, JR and Futaba. I do have some Spectrum stuff around here for the for training purposes that actually came with the apprentice we use for flight training. But also during my time off, while I was able to work on some stuff with my leg up, we did finish the Steen Skybolt. She's ready to fly. But it seems like as soon as I said, okay, she's ready to fly, let's charge it up and fly tomorrow, the wind has picked up to 30 miles an hour and has not laid down. That's not ideal for me, my old ass, to flying that kind of stuff. So again, revert back to your training. The best decision you could ever make is knowing when not to fly, and my old ass ain't gonna fly in that kind of wind. So that's where we're at. Stay tuned. I'm gonna do some more picking apart and stripping of the Valiant before I clear the build table for Ryan to start putting together his the old Lanier RC Ultimate Pitts. So that's where we're at. And if there's anything that you guys would like to see, tips, tricks, how-tos, don't be afraid to ask. Just like and subscribe and hit the old comments there. Remember, please be cordial. Everybody is in this to have fun. Whether you're an old grumpy guy like myself or others, or a young kid just trying to learn something, the dumbest question there ever was the one that wasn't asked. So please, by all means, hit me up in the comments with your question. Be polite and courteous to others, and I will address your question with a video. Maybe I can show you how to do some soldering, proper epoxy mixtures. There's hundreds of videos back to where I covered that stuff, and you may not be able to find it right away. Maybe I can point you in the right direction if I can't do it. or smoke system setup. I've kind of become a pro at that over the last few years since I developed Smokin' Okie. Yeah, any question you have, please ask. And you guys take care. Have a happy and safe Halloween. It is October 31st today. And enjoy the holiday. Be safe. If you drink, don't drive. Don't be stupid. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.